Thank you for joining us today for the Michigan Reconnect presentation hosted by Macomb Community College. My name is Patrick Jacobs. I'm the Admissions and Outreach Coordinator. Along with us, we have Kathy Scalisi. She's also in admissions, and she's going to be helping us behind the scenes. So thank you, Kathy.
Welcome.
Just to let you know, this event will be recorded, and you can go ahead and view this at a later time. All right, so what is the Michigan Reconnect and how did it become to be? So the Michigan Reconnect is a scholarship program, part of the 60 by 30 initiative that covers tuition and mandatory fees if you attend an in-district community college, or it offers a large tuition discount if you attend an out-of-district community college. Just to let you know, veterans and active service members and their dependents, no matter where they live, automatically get in-district tuition rates. These programs will support Michigan's goal to increase the number of working age adults with a college degree from 45% to 60% by the year 2030. The 60 by 30 seeks to build a better Michigan in 3 ways. To increase opportunity for all Michiganders, giving residents greater access to the education that create opportunities for better jobs and bigger paychecks, closes the skill gaps that challenges the success of our businesses, and makes Michigan more competitive for economic growth. A little bit about the scholarship. The Michigan Reconnect Scholarship is a last dollar scholarship program. What's that mean? Pell Grant, TIP, and state competitive scholarships will be used first. It's accepted by all 28 community colleges in the state of Michigan. And what it covers. So it's going to cover your in-district tuition and your mandatory fees. What it doesn't cover. It's not going to cover any course-specific fees, lab fees, athletic fees, parking fees, any one-time fees, or your books. When do you need to use it by? You have up to a year to enroll in courses after you apply and are approved for the scholarship. How long is it good for? Up to 4 years when a student first enrolls or the completion of an associate's degree. Students can complete an academic certificate and an associate's degree as long as it's in the same program. Free college versus free tuition. What's the difference? The cost of college is more than tuition alone. Depending on the school, the cost of college can vary. Here at Macomb, the cost includes tuition, registration fee, student service fee, technologies and facilities fee, course-specific fees, and lab fees. Free college is where all expenses are paid for you on your behalf. Free tuition is when the tuition portion of the college is paid for you. The Michigan Reconnect Scholarship only covers tuition and mandatory fees. Everything that you see with the yellow asterisk is what's covered under the Michigan Reconnect Scholarship. Books are not covered. Who qualifies for the scholarship? An applicant must be at least 25 years or older when you apply, have lived in Michigan for at least 1 year or more, have a high school diploma or GED, and have not yet completed an associate's or bachelor's degree. A little bit more information about Michigan Reconnect Scholarship. So when you're approved for the Michigan Reconnect Scholarship, the state of Michigan will notify us directly of your eligibility. Students must enroll at least half time, which is 6 credit hours, in a semester, towards courses in their program of study for at least 2 semesters in a 12-month period. The semesters do not need to be consecutive. You must maintain a GPA of 2.0 or better to meet the continuous enrollment for the program. You do not need to reapply for the scholarship each year, although you do need to apply and complete your financial aid each year. If you're not eligible for the financial aid or have not met satisfactory academic progress, which is known as SAP, you are still eligible for the scholarship and will still receive funding. Although you may be approved by the state of Michigan for the Michigan Reconnect, there are steps you may still need to take before the scholarship will be processed by the college. Once you complete your FAFSA, the federal government processes your information. They send it to the college. It could take anywhere between 10 to 14 days for the college to process it, even longer if there's a request for additional information. Next step. So there's 3 steps that you need to file in order to complete the process. The first one, you definitely want to apply to the Michigan Reconnect Scholarship. And these 3 steps will go into more detail. So again, step 1, apply at www.michigan.gov/reconnect. The second step is you want to apply to college. Here at Macomb, you want to go to www.macomb.edu. And then you want to complete your financial aid. You want to go to fafsa.gov, so FAFSA.gov. All right, step number 1, Michigan Reconnect. If you haven't done so already, please go to www.michigan.gov/reconnect. Once you get to this site, you're going to find at the top of the screen tabs. You want to click on the Community College tab. At the bottom of the screen, you want to click on Apply Today. This brings you to the screen here. At the bottom of this screen, you want to click on Apply Now and fill out the application. Typically, students know instantaneously once they complete the application if they're approved. However, there are some situations where Michigan Reconnect doesn't notify the student and you need to check back. If this is the case, then you can come back and click on this tab to check your status. All right, application or student update. So if you are applying to Macomb Community College, you want to go to www.macomb.edu. Here at the top of the screen, you want to click on Apply, which brings you to this screen where it says choose the application that's right for you. Depending on what type of student you are, if you are a new student, never attended Macomb, or completed an application prior, you want to click on the new student application, complete the admissions steps, and apply to the college. If you are a previous student or a returning student, maybe taking classes with us before or attended before, maybe applied and were admitted but never attended, you want to click on the returning or previous icon. Here, there's just one simple form we ask you to fill out, and once it's activated, your My Macomb account will be reactivated and you can continue on through the process. And the third step, financial aid. So just to let you know, students must be admitted prior to the review of financial aid documents, which includes your Michigan Reconnect. It's very important. So there's 4 steps to the admissions process that you need to complete before you're admitted. And then there's just one simple form that you need to complete as a previous or returning student so that you're reactivated, your My Macomb account is reactivated into the system. Those steps need to be completed for both different sets of applicants in order for your Michigan Reconnect to be applied to your account. All right, so how do you fill out your financial aid? Let's find out.
The free application for federal student aid, or FAFSA, is the application for grants, loans, and work-study funds provided by the federal government. It is also used by many states and schools for their financial aid programs. For the fastest and easiest way to apply, visit our official website, fafsa.gov. The FAFSA is available in English and Spanish. As you fill it out online, you'll be able to automatically skip questions that don't pertain to you, check out your status immediately, and get online help. It takes most people less than 30 minutes to complete the application. You'll need a few things when you fill it out, so get ready by gathering your Social Security number, your permanent resident card if you have one, any W-2 forms or records of money you earned for the previous year, and your tax records. By the way, a nice time-saving feature of the FAFSA is that many people are eligible to automatically transfer their tax data from the IRS into the FAFSA, so keep an eye out while you're applying in case you're offered that option. If you have any questions about what information to gather, there is a complete list of documents that you will need at fafsa.gov. Before you begin the process of filling out the FAFSA, you should create a username and password called an FSA ID that will act as your electronic signature. You'll only need to create an FSA ID once, and you can use it to renew your FAFSA each year that you apply. Your parents will need an FSA ID too if they have to provide any information. So now you're ready to begin filling out the FAFSA to apply for financial aid. There are 3 groups of questions that include personal information, such as your name, address, and marital status, financial information, such as your income, and any parent information that is required. If you get hung up or confused about a question, the Help and Hints box on the right-hand side of the application can help with each question as you move along. Also, look for the online chat feature under Help if you would like assistance from a knowledgeable agent. Because colleges and career schools use the FAFSA to provide financial aid, you can list up to 10 schools that you are interested in attending. You should list all of the schools that you are considering, even if you haven't been accepted or applied yet. If you have more than 10 schools in mind, you can submit your FAFSA with 10 schools and then replace some of those schools with other schools later. When you finish filling out the FAFSA, use your FSA ID to sign the form. If you are required to submit parent information on your FAFSA, a parent will need to sign the application with his or her own FSA ID as well. If you have any questions or need more information, please visit studentaid.gov.
All right. So what happens after you complete your financial aid?
So, you filled out the FAFSA. Now what? The information you submitted will be processed by the U.S. Department of Education's Office of Federal Student Aid, and the colleges or career schools you listed will be notified so they can begin their process of awarding aid. The great thing about filling out the FAFSA online is that you can check its processing status immediately. This comes in handy when you're thinking, I wonder if it went through. Within a few days of filling out the FAFSA, you'll get your Student Aid Report, or SAR. You'll hear that abbreviation again, so just remember, your SAR is your Student Aid Report. Basically, it summarizes all of the information you submitted on the FAFSA. You can access your SAR online at fafsa.gov using your FSA ID, which is your username and password. Check your SAR for any mistakes. Then make corrections if you need to, but only if you estimated your tax information or provided incorrect information the day you filled out the FAFSA. On your SAR, you'll see reference to your EFC, or Expected Family Contribution. This number is used to determine your eligibility for federal student aid. It doesn't mean you actually have to contribute that amount. The financial aid office at each college or career school you list on your FAFSA will receive your information. Each office will then use your FAFSA information to determine how much aid you can get at that school. It's possible that your college or career school may require you to verify the information you submitted on your FAFSA. If that happens, your school will tell you what you need to do. Once you're accepted into a college or career school, you'll get an award letter from the school's financial aid office that explains the aid being offered to you. We'd recommend comparing award letters from multiple schools. That way you can make the best decision for your situation. If you have any questions about your financial aid offer, contact the school's financial aid office. If your aid offer includes a federal loan and you're a first-time borrower, there are a few more steps before you get your loan. You'll need to complete entrance counseling and sign the Master Promissory Note, or MPN, which is your agreement to pay back the loan. Your school will provide you with the necessary information. So how do you get your money? Well, usually your grants and loans will be applied to tuition, fees, and other charges on your student account first. Then any leftover money is paid to you. Work-study funds are earned throughout the term. Remember, filling out the FAFSA is not a one-time thing. You must complete it every year you attend school. If you have questions or need more information, please visit studentaid.gov.
All right. So if you haven't done so already, you want to go to fafsa.gov, and depending on what semester that you are completing, you want to do either, if you're doing the spring, summer, you want to complete your 21-22. If you're doing the fall semester, you want to make sure that you do your 22-23 academic year. Just to let you know a lot of the information, if you do your 21-22, you can pull right over to your 22-23. Makes it a lot easier, and this fill in additional questions or answers. And then what will happen is once you get closer to the semester start, as long as your application is complete or your student update form is been activated, you've completed your financial aid, they will send that information over. And then as long as you've completed your application for the Michigan Reconnect and have been approved, the state will send that over. We'll combine that, and then on your award letter, it'll show all the aid that you're receiving, including your Michigan Reconnect. At Macomb, I highly recommend all of our students, once you're admitted or you complete your student update form and have been reactivated in the system, that you go to our OASIS site, which is Macomb's online automated scholarship information system. It is our private scholarships. We have over 300 scholarships available to students. What happens is once you go to this site, you're going to fill out one general profile. And then Macomb will send you the scholarships that fit in your profile, all the information that you filled out. We will send you the scholarships, and then you can go ahead and decide if you want to apply for those scholarships. Most of the scholarships, they may need additional documentation or a letter or more information in regards to a statement of something of that nature pertaining to the scholarship. But it's your choice to apply to those. We'll send them to you once you complete that profile. And I highly recommend all of our students to do that. And the reason why is because that can offset some of your other costs, including your books. So they are stackable. So go ahead and complete as many applications for those scholarships we send you after you complete your one profile at OASIS. If you're interested in information for the state of Michigan in regards to the Michigan Reconnect, you can contact their customer care center at 517-636-7000, or you may email them at michiganstudentaid@michigan.gov. Again, their customer care center is 517-636-7000, or you can email them at michiganstudentaid@michigan.gov. If you have additional questions for the Michigan Reconnect for Macomb Community College, please email us at reconnect@macomb.edu. Again, that's RECONNECT@macomb.edu. Or you can call our admissions team. You can call us from 586-445-7999, option 4, and then option 1. Again, that number is 586-445-7999, option 4, and then option 1. We also have a Michigan Reconnect webpage just for you. I highly recommend that all students go check it out because it has more information about the program along with next steps. And that is www.macomb.edu/reconnect. Again, that is www.macomb.edu/RECONNECT. So it's www.macomb.edu/reconnect. And you can come here to review more information about the Michigan Reconnect and the processes that we have along with next steps at Macomb Community College. All right, so that's going to end our presentation for today. I want to say thank you for everybody who participated. Now we're going to open it up to questions. Just to let you know, here at Macomb, we have multiple formats that you can take your classes in. We have our on-campus courses you can take, or we have a remote format, meaning you can take your courses virtually online, but you're going to be in front of a computer similar to what you're doing today, where your instructor is going to be live and your entire class is going to be live. So that'd be the closest thing you can get to a in-seat class format, but you're online, sitting in front of the computer like you are today. We also have hybrid, where you can take classes on campus, but your instructor is going to have you have a specific project, or you might have to have something hands-on that's going on in the classroom that you need to do on campus. So they're going to bring the entire class on campus so that you can complete that application. Then we have virtual, which is completely the most flexible option for you, where you could actually log on any time of the day. and you can complete your assignments when it's most convenient for you. So those are our overview of our formats that we offer classes here at Macomb. All right, so the question is, how long is the Michigan Reconnect available for? So far, the Michigan Reconnect is available for the year 2030. It is approved by legislation in the Michigan's budget yearly. So what will happen is every year it should be refunded until the year 2030, or until possibly they meet that 60% of all Michiganders having that advanced credential. But right now it is available for the year 2030. It's a great question. And again, once you apply, you have a year to actually utilize that funding of when you applied. So let's say you applied today and you don't plan on starting until the winter of next year. That's included in your year. So once you go ahead and apply for at least a minimum 6 credit hours, that's when the Michigan Reconnect Scholarship would be applied to your account. Great question. Okay, so another question is, whatever Michigan Reconnect covers, will FOSFA cover? That is a great question. The Michigan Reconnect Scholarship is a last dollar scholarship program. And what that means is your financial aid actually comes first. So if you get Pell Grant, Michigan Competitive, TIP, any other scholarship, that monies will be utilized first. And then the Michigan Reconnect will cover anything remaining. And again, it only covers your in-district tuition and your mandatory fees, whereas your other scholarships or Pell Grant monies, they may cover more of the total cost in regards to additional fees and your books, any other course materials that you may need, etc. But Michigan Reconnect is last. It's a last dollar scholarship program. So every other aid except a loan will come first. So all your monies, your free monies like Pell, TIP, Michigan Competitive, that all comes first, and then the Michigan Reconnect. However, if you do have a loan, the Michigan Reconnect comes prior to that loan. Great question. Just to let you know, if you do have any additional training outside of college, meaning maybe work training, or if you've had military experience or on-the-job training at another facility or another training institution, and it pertains, or you think it pertains to a profession or a career that you're going into, you can either do a Dante's or CLEP and test out of certain classes for your program, or you can complete a portfolio. And the portfolio allows you to take that training and then document that in a little bit more detail. It's sent to our deans in the different departments. They will review and evaluate that. And if it's decided that your experience for your training is actually relevant to your associate's degree, you could possibly get credit and shorten your degree length. And we have another question where it says, can you explain the credit hours a little more? For example, how many credit is a class and how many classes would require per week? That is a great question. And it really depends on the course, because some courses could be 1 credit hour, 2 credit hours, 3 credit hours, 4 credit hours, and 6 credit hours. So it really depends on the profession that you're going into and what class that you're taking for that semester. But for this program, you have to have a minimum of 6 credit hours. So if you sign up for 3 2 credit hour classes, that would satisfy that requirement. Or if you register for maybe 2 classes that are 3 credit hours, that could satisfy that requirement. Or you may just register for 1 class that is 6 credit hours, and that would satisfy the requirement. So it really, again, it's going to depend on the program you go into in the class, but we have wonderful counselors and advisors here that will review your programs in more detail with you. And depending if you know, or maybe you don't know what program you're interested in, they will break down the classes and give you recommendations of courses to take. So you'll have an idea of what credit hours you'll be taking for that semester. You can kind of arrange the classes that's going to be in your best interest. Application is free. There's no requirements to apply to the college. So anybody can apply. It's just going to take your time. Again, if you're a new student, there's just 4 simple steps. There's an online orientation, takes anywhere between 20 minutes to an hour to get through. After that, the next 3 steps are handled by our advising and counseling, and you can just call them or schedule a face-to-face appointment, and they will help you get through the next 3 steps so that you can be admitted. All right, so we have a question here that says, I'm a returning student and I'm studying a different area, but I would like to find out that I could apply my earned credits to the degree and that I currently want to study. Yes, so that's a great question. Of course, we want to make sure that everything that you've taken at a previous college will transfer back over here, or if it doesn't, we want to make sure that you're well aware of that as well. So what will happen is you can have it sent 2 different ways. Your officials can be sent either electronically, or you can have them mailed, depending on your preference. An official audit would be completed. And then from that official audit, they will put on all the classes that you've taken at your parent institution on your credits so that you'll know what classes have completed or satisfied the requirements of your associate's degree or academic certificate. Also, when you're for new students, or if you're undecided, and I'm going to take a step back. So maybe you'd be considered a returning student, but you're unsure if you want to come back to Macomb, and you're wondering, I got all these credits from another school, but I'm not sure if they're going to transfer over to this program that I'm interested in. And maybe it's not so much Macomb that you're interested in, but actual program that you're interested in. So what could happen is you can contact our counseling department. That is going to be 586-445-7999, option 2. And you can ask to schedule an appointment with a counselor prior to completing your student update form or applying to the college if you're new. And you can review those credits along with the program that you're interested in and get a better understanding of what classes will actually transfer before you decide to commit to the college. So that is an option to you as well. If you haven't done so already, you definitely want to apply for financial aid. Again, you want to go to fafsa.gov, complete depending on what semester you're interested in. So if you're interested in the spring, summer 2022, you want to do your 21-22 academic year. And then if you're interested in your fall and winter and spring, summer of 22-23, you definitely want to complete your 22-23 academic year for your FOSFA so that you get funding for that as well. So for the Michigan Reconnect scholarship, you only have to apply once and be approved, but you do have to complete your financial aid every year. So, and that's the only way that we can apply that scholarship funding to your account. Thank you, everybody who participated today. If you do have any additional questions, feel free to reach out to us. Thanks again.